This video is about the application of percents. This is one of the most difficult sections in this course. So if you can get past the application of percents, we just finished basic percentages, and today we're going to learn how to apply that to different problems in the real world. So let's get started. For each problem, follow the problem-solving process and round your answer to the nearest hundredth. Now let's recap really quick. Let's see. Okay, so if it says hundredth, we write the number 100, and then we count how many zeros there are. So since there's 2 zeros in the number 100, then the hundredth place, TH on the end of it, is 2 decimal places. All right, there are lots of different ways that percentages are used. So this is, I'm not going to do every single one of them in this particular section, but I'm going to do just an assortment of different ways that percentages are used. Number one, the property taxes on a house were $1,785. What was the tax rate if the house was valued at $255,000? Okay, so this is a percent. This is one of the ways that a percentage might be used in the real world, is for a tax rate. And so we're going to use our formula that Hawks uses. It's P over 100 equals A over B. Now, I hope you've watched my previous videos because I've already explained how to use that formula. But just one more time really quickly, P is your percent. It always goes over 100. A is the amount. That's what Hawks calls it. And B is your base. The top number, the amount, is always going to be part of something. And then the base, okay, this is your base, it's going to be the whole. So let's look at our problem. Back to this, property taxes were $1,785. Okay, you have to decide if that is an amount, like a special amount out of the price of the home, or is that the base price of the house? So you've got two numbers, $1,785 and $255,000. Now, I think you can see that the base, or the whole house, was valued at $255,000. So in the denominator, we put the whole cost of the house, which is $255,000. The amount that was spent on taxes is $1,785. And what we are looking for is our percent. We don't know the percent, so we put an X over 100. And then we're going to cross multiply. Okay, so X times 255,000, I'll go over here, that's 255,000X. Okay, then we cross multiply the other direction, 100 times 1,785, 1,785 plus 2 zeros, and then we divide both sides by 255,000 because we're trying to solve for, oh, I need another 5. We're trying to solve for X, okay? So let's put that in our calculator. 178,500 divided by 255,000, and we're getting 0.7. Okay, now let's think about this. 0.7. We are looking for a percentage. Okay, this is a percentage, and right now we have a decimal. So what we need to do, it says round to the nearest hundredth. Oh, I'm sorry, I spelled decimal wrong. I don't know why I keep putting an E on the end of the word decimal. I'm not 100% sure if Hawks is going to make you add that 0 or not, but to 2 decimal places, it would be 0.70 or 0.70%. Okay, let me pause this for one moment. Okay, I tried to delete this whole thing, but anyway, oh, it's early in the morning. Okay, it's A over B. I apologize. Okay, our percent is easy because we have a percent sign on that 11. So clearly our percentage always goes over 100, and we put it as such. Okay, we have to decide which one is the amount and which one is the base. Now, we read our problem again. She sold the house for a total amount of $657,300. That is not the part of her commission. That's not an amount that is separated from the base. But the base, okay, the big part, is $657,300. And that means we're looking for, I'm going to put an X, and I know this is kind of hard to see. We're going to put an X on the top. Okay, we will now cross multiply. So 11 times this, 100 times X. So I've got 100X equals, now this is going to be a big number. I'm going to put it in my calculator, 657,300 times 100. I'm sorry, times 11. Oh. Okay. I'm getting, I just deleted it. 7230300. And then we'll divide by 100. That's going to move our decimal 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So this lady or man, we don't know if it's a male or a female, is going to make $72,303 commission on that one house. That's a lot of money for selling one house. Okay, I'm going to skip number 4 because it is just like number 3. Instead of selling a house, you're selling a car. All right, I want to get to 4 and 5. This is, I looked this up on Hawks, and they teach this the same way as they teach the percentages that we've already done, which I really like because in some other courses it's explained differently. But the population of white-tailed deer in a region was counted to be 204. The population of the same region the previous year was 170. Find the percent increase. Okay, so when you hear the words percent increase, percent decrease, sometimes it's percent change, percent, that's a decrease. This formula, you have to think about it a little bit more. Now, I like the fact that they still use our same formula, percent over 100 equals A over B, but some things have changed. Okay, find the percent increase. We don't know the percent increase, so we put an X on the top. Now, they're talking about how much it has changed. How much has the white-tailed deer population changed? You do not put 204 on the top. You do not put 170 on the top. This is where things get confusing. So what you need to do is A is the amount changed. It's the amount that the population of the deer changed. And your base, still your base, is the original number in this particular problem of deer that you started with. So we've got X over 100. Okay, to figure out how many deer, how many it changed, we're going to subtract. So 204 minus 170 is going to give us 34 for our change. That was how many decreased, or what are they doing here? Increased, sorry. It increased by 34 deer. So that is the amount of the increase, or that's the amount that the population changed. That amount, you do not put 204 on the top. You do not put 170 on the top. You put the amount that has changed. How did I know to do that? Because we're talking about an increase, okay? These 3 problems are all increase problems. Now, your base is your original. So let's go back and read this. The population of white-tailed deer in a region was counted to be 204. The population in the previous year, okay, so just because 204 came first does not mean that it was your original. They said the population in the region in the previous year. So the original population last year was 170. So this will go over 170. How did I know that? Because this was the original amount of deer. So last year there were 170. It has increased by 34 this year. And you will cross multiply, and I think we've practiced that enough. I want to help you get these set up so you cross multiply and solve it. Number 5, a few years ago, Sarah acquired a parcel of land valued at $15,000. Today, that same parcel of land is $15,750. Find the percent increase. Okay, so again, we're going to use our formula X over 100 because we're looking for the percent. We do not know the percent. It's going to be the amount that the property has changed, because we're talking about an increase, over the base or the original cost of the property. Okay, so this is our formula. This is how we set it up. Now, I don't put 15,000 on the top. I don't put 15,750 on the top. What I do is I find out how much has changed between the 15,750 that it's currently worth and the $15,000 that she purchased it for. So we're going to subtract here, and the amount changed, sorry, is $750. That is the amount that the property has changed in value. So we put 750 on the top, and then we put our original property value in the denominator. You have to read the question and make sure you're putting the original amount in the denominator. So let's see, a few years ago, it was valued at $15,000. So that was a few years ago. Now, today, it's $15,750. So $15,000 was the original or the base value of that property when it started. Again, you'll cross multiply there. I want to spend my time, because this video, I've only got 4 more minutes. I want to spend my time helping you set these up. Okay, let's move over to a percent decrease. Let's go over here. So it operates the same way. You use the same formula. The Wonderful Widget Company's earnings have declined. Okay, so their profit is going down, where they need to reduce the number of employees from 1,200 to 1,032. Find the percent decrease. Okay, when you hear the word percent increase or percent decrease, you know you have to find the amount that it has changed. So we're going to put our percent over 100. We're going to put the amount changed on the top, and then we're going to put our base or our original in the denominator. Now, you have to be careful here again. So let's see, you had 1,200 employees. You need to reduce that to 1,032. So we have to subtract here. Okay, I'm going to use my calculator. 1,200 minus 1,032. We had, and I'm about to mess up. We had this in our first couple of weeks. The difference here is 168, sorry, 168. This is how much the widget company has changed in the needs that they have for their staff. So we're going to put 168 on the top. We don't know the percent, so we put an X. Okay, we know that it has changed by 168. And then the original is how many employees they started out with. So for this particular problem, they need to reduce the number of employees from 1,200, and then they went down by 168. So they started out, the original amount, the base amount in the beginning was 1,200. Okay. I'm going to skip number 8 because it's the same exact problem, just change the numbers. And number 9, 3 years ago, Laura bought a new car for $32,800. When she traded the car into a dealer last week, it was only worth $18,040. Find the percent decreased. Okay, so here we go. We want to use our formula. Percent over 100 equals amount changed over the base or the original. All right, we don't know our percent, so we put X over 100. That's what we're looking for the percent that it decreased. Okay, again, in the numerator, you do not put 32,800. You do not put 18,040. You put the difference, okay? You put the amount that it changed. So if it was 32,800 and it's now only worth 18,040, the question is, how much did it change? So let's see, 32,800 minus 18,040 is $14,760. So the amount changed is $14,760. And then in the bottom, we put the base or the original. So when she bought the car, it was originally worth, in the beginning, it was worth $32,800. Okay, I might come back with a part 2 to this video. Let's see how many questions there are remaining. Probably not, because we've only got a few more remaining. So numbers 10 through 13, you don't have to use your percent increase or percent decrease. So Pete is considering purchasing an item that costs $15. The sales tax is 7.2%. You put that over 100. How much would the tax? That would be part of the whole cost.